Miss Jenny.
Hey, neighbor.
Hey, neighbor.
How are you?
Good.
Come on in.
Hi, I'm Shalane. This is Dean, and we are
GrassRoots Living.
About to see the world in action, what we can be like.
Hi, friends. We are so glad you're with us again today. We have a super big surprise. It was a surprise to me, and let me tell you, we're here camping with some friends, and my girlfriend said, I'm gonna go, it's too cold out here, I'm gonna go inside the camper and quilt for a little bit. And I said, wait, what? She's quilting in her camper, and she's not a full-time RVer, right?
And it's
so
not even a big camper.
No, so she just has a little weekend camper, right? So we're gonna go inside and see how the heck she's doing this, and I'll introduce you to her when we get over there. You might already know her, but we're gonna see how she's quilting in her little weekend camper. It's gonna be fun. Let's go check it out. Miss Jenny.
Hey, neighbor.
Hey, neighbor.
How are you?
Good.
Come on in.
I'm so excited to see your quilting setup.
Oh, this is my little quilting setup.
So I am not a quilter, so I won't know any questions
Yet.
to ask yet. Well, for one thing, I didn't know you could quilt in a camper.
You can. I think you can just about do anything in a camper that you want to.
Well, yeah.
We are loving this camping. So this is kind of our maiden voyage out here in this camper. We did a lot of tent camping for a lot of years. And now I want a bathroom close by. So we have our little trailer, and I wanted to make sure everything worked. So we're camping close to home for a few days. And this is my little traveling sewing machine. It's a little featherweight. Isn't it just the cutest thing?
Is it like antique, or is it?
So it's like this one's birthday, I think, is and you can find out online. There's a number on them, and you can look it up. But I think this one was made in 1935. It's quite old. It's been painted and fixed, but they fold up, and you put it in a little case, and so they're very travelers. But they are workhorses. They're amazing. They're good. So I have been doing a little quilting while I'm here. So I made this one specially for our bed, and this is all just little strips of fabric. And of course I had a square left over, so I had to make a matching pillow. And then if you guys have been watching me all online, I'm at Missouri Star Quilt Company, and my Instagram is Jenny MSQC. And I have been showing you the Norman Nanette quilt. And so I brought Norman Nanette camping so that I could bind it. I was going to bind it here. And honestly, last night it was so cold that Norman Nanette kept us warm. We just had that right over our bed because we were just freezing in here. But you can see I have my little ironing mat, my little tiny iron. I have a little cutting mat right here. My cutting mat actually folds in half. Everything I need I can put in one little bag. And I am currently just sewing these squares together and making half square triangles for a whole new project I'm working on. So,
Are you ever not working on a project?
No, this is what I do and what I love to do. And so even if I go camping, I'm going to sew a little in my camper.
I love it. Now, where does a person get an iron this tiny? Is this a common thing? I've never seen this.
So we actually sell tiny little irons at Missouri Star. And I actually got this one on years ago on Amazon.
Okay,
So,
perfect.
you can find a little iron. But there are a lot of mini irons out there. Oliso makes one, all the brands make a little mini iron to travel, a traveling iron.
Is a sewing machine very common to find? Because you said that this one is, in fact, an antique. I didn't know if it just looked like an antique or if it was, but do they make them now that small? Or?
They don't actually make these anymore. These quit, I think, in the late 50s or something like that. Probably 60s, but these are highly collectible, and there's a whole Facebook pages devoted to featherweight sewers. These are called featherweights. And but there are little machines, and honestly a lot of women just bring their big machine. They just make room for it and do it. But I can show you just how it'll sew, because it sews just great.
That would be lovely.
And
you were telling me this morning, which I didn't even know this, that there's some full-time RVers that are quilters.
There is a whole
website.
Group, there's a whole website called RV Quilters. I think they're about 25 strong. 25,000 strong. There's a lot of us out here. You didn't know it, but there's a lot of us sewing in our campers. And that is one of the things Ron and I talked about, that we will bring, next time we're going to bring a little table, because our picnic table is a little bit far from our camper to plug it in. So here's our little We're just sewing with our little featherweight. And I'm sewing down I made a fold in the middle and I'm sewing down both sides. And then when I cut this in half, it will make a little half square triangle. Isn't that fun?
You just make that look so easy.
It is easy for me.
I always assume
Everything's easy once you learn it, though.
That's true.
You know.
I always assume that since I am a full-time RVer, I could not be a quilter because you don't have enough room.
Yeah.
And since I don't know anything about quilting, that seemed like a smart assumption. But look at you in this tiny camper now,
Right.
looking like you can be a
And
quilter.
so I keep it under my seat right there. That that cushion comes off, and there's storage under there, and it fits my sewing machine, and all my sewing equipment goes right in there. My little ironing mat. I think next time I am going to bring one that's a little smaller. I have a little glamper too, and my glamper table is bigger, and so it allows me to have more table room. But like I could even put it on my counter or something like that. You just need a little place to cut and a little place to iron. And actually before, I don't know if I should give this away, but Ron helps me a lot when I quilt. And he was over here ironing. He sat on that side and was ironing my little blocks open.
He's such a good guy.
He's such a great guy.
Now, don't you have your glampers out in town like once a year where you have an event or?
So today is actually National Quilting Day, so happy National Quilting Day. But in the first weekend, I think in June, is National Glamper Week. And so we have a glamping retreat, and a lot of quilters come and bring those fun. And a glamper is they're those old kind of vintage trailers that people fix up, and they're just really, really cute, you know. And so we get quite a few of them come out for that.
Do you have
retreat.
to pay to be a part of that? Is that?
So if you come to the classes and things like that, you know, and then you buy the classes. But, you know, there's a lot of people just come and camp. So
Fun.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Plus, you get to hang out in Hamilton.
Well, and
which
RVers
is
are
awesome.
so nice, and they like each
They
other.
are.
And quilters are so nice, and they like each other too. And so it's just like the perfect combination of two worlds.
It is. I love it. Okay. Is there anything else I should ask you? Oh, yes. So at the end of every one of our videos, we always say, get down to the grassroots of what makes you happy and live your love. So you think about what makes you happy, and then you live it. What is that? So what makes you happy, and then how do you put that into action?
So I would say that sewing is my go-to. If I'm happy, sad, mad, glad, whatever I am, stressed, anxious, you know, this is my go-to. But it's my family that makes me happy, the happiest, and I too love the outdoors. And this year, because of COVID, we've been forced to be home more. We can't travel, and so we found so much peace in being able to be home and just slow down. And so, and the camper, I think, is part of that. You know, being outside in nature. I used to be a big hiker, and I haven't really taken care of myself for a long time, and those are gifts we need to take care of ourselves and each other. And I think as we take care of ourselves and we keep our own buckets full, we can keep giving.
So true.
So
You're
true.
getting down to the grassroots?
We're getting down to the grassroots.
Yeah,
I love it.
absolutely. Thank you so much for doing
are
this
so
like
welcome.
impromptu interview.
You're so welcome.
was
You get the
fabulous.
second day hair, you know, you get all of it. So
Well,
I am what I am.
No,
you know?
I was actually kind of mad at how good you looked when you came out of your camper this morning.
It's the bed hair. It gets fluffed up. You know, you can't do
Okay.
much with short hair.
Tell us one more time where we can find you.
You can find me at MissouriStarQuiltCompany.com. We have a Facebook page. We have a Instagram page, and we have we're on YouTube. So every Friday, actually, on YouTube, every single Friday, I put out a new quick and easy idea. Everything I do is quick and easy. It's beginner friendly. If it looks hard, watch the tutorial because there's probably a trick.
Perfect. So you'll watch us on Tuesday nights and you on Friday.
Yeah, and you're good to go.
We got you covered.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see you later. Thanks for coming.
Okay, that was so much fun, and we'd love to thank Jenny for that. That was awesome for her to just volunteer to let us sneak into her camper and find out what she was doing. She's adorable, and we love her, and appreciate her doing that for us. And we appreciate you guys watching. Also wanted to let you know that if you don't already watch Jenny's channel, we'll have it linked below. So go find that and click on it and see all the cool stuff that she does. And is there anything else?
It's amazing.
I know.
It really is.
Well, she's amazing. Is there anything else?
That's it.
All right. Well, Until next time, this is Grassroots Living, reminding you to get down to the grassroots of what makes you happy and live your love.
We're thinking of you. We'll catch you next time.
Peace out.
You have the will